Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to Vega Conflict. And here in my base, we sit chilling out. Let's go ahead and let's discuss some targets. So I've hit all of the new targets thus far, and I've taken a quick look through the store. I'll actually do a dedicated video to the store because I like picking on some ships more than others. And right now we're going to focus on the targets. So the Pavasier targets were fairly easy for... You get out of here with that. I'm in the middle of doing something. But the Pavalier targets, they were fairly easy for the behemoth. I just kind of clicked a few times, didn't really aim at anything, and despite the fact that after I said you should focus fire on one thing, even not focusing fire, when they clustered up, they were still fairly easy to manage. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to alter my fleet setup, or the fleet attack, so I can pinpoint exactly where I want them to strafe, so I can bunch them up even more and just get all the more AoE damage on them, because nothing says Begone Ajax quite like clustering up everything in front of them and just AoEing everything into oblivion. Now, with that said, how were the Pharmakon Codec targets? Well, as you're going to see, they were actually fairly quick and easy. They consisted of 6 operators of Mark II and a plexus of Mark III, and with a elite orator or some Zeuses or something like that, you should have no issues just auto-farming them. I mean, you could literally, I auto-farmed the final attack out of the 3 that I performed to see if I could get reliable damage. And I got almost the exact same for just full autoing them as I did for actually focusing on them. And it was disturbing that that happened, because I actually haven't seen that happen yet with my Orator, because it always spreads the ships out, the spawn ships, and it always just turns into a giant clustered mess where everything is scattered around and you can't really focus fire anything. So I don't know exactly what went right in that attack, but something went right. And on that subject, what would be the recommended target to hit for a lower level? Well, I don't know at the moment, because I haven't hit any of the lower level targets. I just finished the hour-long grind. I'm actually going to be logging out shortly after this video so I can take a break. But farmed up everything, and just about everything was doable with a Elite Dreadnought, or what looked like it would be Mark V, or in the case of the Pavasier targets, you might be able to do them with Mark III or kite the targets. And the easiest thing to deal with the Ajax, just use a carrier. Kill everything ahead of the Ajax, because every time it goes to tank for them, it's going to be shut down and just sit still for several seconds. It's just going to kind of eyeball you while you're floating away, and it can't do anything about it. Now, what carrier would you want to use? Well, naturally it's going to be a Gargoyle, because the Gargoyle has naturally built-in shield bypass. And all of the targets, most of them, they have things built into their shields or something that... No, it wasn't that. It was the damage type that the Ajax resists. It resists everything when it goes into the damage mode, and you're going to want blight weapons on that Gargoyle. So you're most likely going to need blight hammer missiles, but thankfully they're in the store. We got some hammer missiles, and it's just an instantaneous conversion if you have the blight. Just snap a finger and you're done. So, with that said, do we have a prefit Gargoyle or something we can use? No. We got an Ogre. An Ogre and Nova missiles. Now, some people have been telling me, I haven't had a look for myself yet, but they were saying that the Ogre battleships could do the attack fairly well on their own. I don't know about that. Especially if it's a prefit from this stuff, because this doesn't seem promising to me at all. This is like, hey, look, we're gonna die, we're in danger, that type of thing. And it doesn't sit right with me at all. Especially considering the fact that the Ogre, it has 2 armor and 2 ablative, and if you make a single mistake, theoretically, you'd be able to be outpaced before you can deal enough damage to regen. However, if you can start killing the targets quickly enough, you can make full use of the damage stacks and the increased AoE, and you can just turn your Ogre into a stupidly overpowered ship. Also, while we're on the subject, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the mark upgrades for the Ajax. Where you at? Right there. Okay, let's go Mark 6. Let's see what the differences are. Okay, 4 weapon slots, additional shield slots, so it gets 5 in total. An additional resistance slot, so it actually has 2 resistance slots. Alright, so typical of a cruiser. Maximum mass increased 27% over the base value. Cargo, elite, blah blah blah. Okay, weapon mass reduction 55%. Armor mass 40%, shield mass 30%, AoE radius increased by 40%, plasma resistance up by 50%. What about the Savior upgrade, the augment, whatever you want to call it? When an ally, yeah, when they lose it, what's it do? Damage allocation, that didn't change at all. Alright. Okay, so the regen just gets buffed up, so it gets increased regen through them losing their shield still. So it still gets regen, and then when it starts to take damage, it activates the other overdrive, which is the Fortify, which, again, further increases its regeneration. It just becomes a tanky little bugger, basically. And there wasn't anything else to actually talk about with this one, because repair time doesn't change. Nothing else changed about it that I noticed, so that's about it for this video. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut to the pre-recordings of me attacking the targets. It's the first attack for most of the targets, but it's in the backwards order because I recorded them from highest to lowest, because when I logged in, all the low-level targets were being farmed and only the high-level targets were wandering about. So it's going to go 98, 96, 94, and then it's going to go the Pharmakon Codec 104. And again, the Pharmakon Codec, it should be theoretically extremely easy, because you should be able to outpace the phase charge value of the entire fleet with a decent fleet of Zeuses. All the while, you get hit a few times, you activate your overdrive, you become virtually indestructible to them, and you just kind of rip them apart. All the while, they're sitting there screaming in front of you because they can't enter phase again. But that's going to be it, everybody. Second video out of the way. Look forwards to tomorrow for the complete prize review. What I like to more or less lay out and just joke about, and certain ships I'm going to call garbage, or certain ships I'm going to praise. I'm looking at the Aerico in this case. But that's it, everybody. Look forward to the videos tomorrow. There should be 2 videos minimum. Yeah. Pardon me, my tired mind. I didn't get as much sleep as I normally do, and yeah, it's affecting me. But be safe out in the void. Happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, here we have the Pavalier, or whatever you want to call it, 98. It consists of 4 clutches of fleets. Well, 2 clutches, consisting of Renaissance, a few of the new ships, cutters, carriers. I see no cruisers. It's mainly just that setup. And I'm going to say to focus fire on the new ship, because you're not going to be able to damage the others. Oh, never mind. There we go. There it is. Hey, I was right. We can kill them by simply focusing fire on the opposite one of the one that's a threat. Okay, so I was wrong. We don't even have to focus fire on the ship itself. As long as it's within the range of the other ones that died, we'll have no issues. So we can literally kill them by indirectly firing on them. You know what? That works in my favor. Okay. Let's have a bit of fun here. That's right. Tank all the damage for your little friends. They literally destroy themselves. How amazing is that? Yeah, I know you want to run. Come here. Alright. I know we're going a bit backwards, but I mean, what's the point? And it's the exact same setup as before, and now that I know, since I attacked the 98 first, I scouted first against the 96 with a Corvette, but now I know that I can actually kill the Ajax by shooting its buddies. We're going to enjoy doing that. And we're going to focus fire on whatever ship is near it, because I want them to be sitting still and being hammered. Oh, and as you can see, if we can hit multiple targets because they cluster up, you'll have absolutely no issues killing the ship because you're getting multiple damaging hits with a single volley. So, you're multiplying the damage for using AoE weapons against them. All because they're protecting their fleet. They die in seconds, so. Watching the AI one fight, I don't think I'm going to enjoy the ship all that much. Unless I can find some cheeky way to use it, which I'm pretty sure I will be able to given time. Because that's exactly what I do. And that lag. And yes, I'm hitting all of the targets back to back, going from highest to lowest, so the total repair time will probably be about 25-30 minutes at the most. Alright, now we have the 94, which is the weakest of the bunch. And it has the exact same setup as the others. Well, actually it has one less Ajax in that fleet. And it has no Ajax in the main area. Okay, so the main area is going to be a breeze. And as you can tell, I went back to grab my Pavasier because I wanted the additional harmonics. Fleet goes down extremely quickly. Behemoth is still accelerating. He'll start tanking and he'll start losing. And that was the 94. And as you can tell, I've been farming for a good little while. Alright. With the Pavasier fleets out of the way, let's go ahead and let's have a look at the Pharmakon Codec. This is the fleet you're going to have to beat up for the level 3 fragments for the Resolute Shield. So it consists of 6 operators at Mark 2 and a Plexus at Mark 3. Okay. See what they can do. That one's dead. Those are dead. That's dead. Those are dead. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. That's dead. They're all dead. Did any of them actually strike the orator directly? I don't... Oh, there we go. And they struck it directly, and it just wiped them out. Balance.